It's always the feminists who take offense at literally everything and make it personal, when everybody else is having a good time and a good laugh. And so that's what happened at this stand-up comedy show, after the comedian made the entire audience laugh at the end of his show. The cameraman spotted a woman, visibly offended at the jokes, booing the comedian and giving him the middle finger with both hands. Kudos to the man in the beard, who had the last laugh though. I mean, what did the woman expect at the show? Knock-knock jokes? Or your mama jokes? Her reaction typically reflects the reactions and entire personalities of feminists. You only have to listen to the clip at the beginning of this video to realize how widespread regret is for modern and older women. Yes, modern women who are successful and have built their careers in the last 2 decades are now lonely. They have their profiles on platforms such as Tinder, but all they attract are either thirsty young guys looking for cougars or old men who want a woman to simply live the rest of their days with. They say there are no waves of feminism. Feminism has always been about authority without the corresponding level of responsibility. The truth is that men are not intimidated by the strong, independent woman boss babe. We are just annoyed because there is this false belief that to be strong or independent comes with being arrogant, demeaning, and entitled. To be strong and independent is to be humble, endurance, and self-reliant. But that's not the case. I love how all these women call themselves and their feminist coven courageous. How are they courageous? They marched down the streets in mass groups screaming and chanting. They said, I want. A 30-year millionaire guy would happily marry and provide for a 22-year-old girl who doesn't have a college degree or make money, but can cook, clean, and is loyal. A 30-year millionaire boss babe would never marry and provide for a guy who doesn't make money, but can cook, clean, and is loyal. Girls who make money still expect the guy to make more money than her and to provide for her. It's like an 11-year-old making money during summer. They want to save that up to spend on themselves while expecting parents to provide for basic necessities. Homemade food and an attentive parent throughout childhood are essential for a child's well-being. You can never form a partnership with a boss babe without having your child miss out on important things in their lives. Feminism has really made it impossible for women to grasp these ideas because it constantly bombards women with this thought that they need to be independent and that they don't need any men in their lives. Feminism uses popular culture such as movies, television series, documentaries, talk shows, the news, books, music, comic books, podcasts, social media, and social media influencers to perpetuate this thought that a woman who spends her prime years laboring in offices and building wealth are real women, and that they're the women every other woman should follow the example of. Today, men have been influenced by women speaking through movies, books, and TV shows, where the only guys they seem to like are the nice guys, who are not masculine at all, and basically are guys that every woman in the real world will friend zone. Guys need to understand the true nature of women, and need to understand that what women say versus what women really feel are completely different things, and it will always be like that, no matter the year and no matter the country. They need to work on themselves, develop interesting habits, build a strong physique, and become better at dating women. However, women also need to lower their expectations because they just seem to expect everything from a guy. I don't even know if what is currently happening here is intentional, but it is an exploitation of the male nature. A man naturally wants to protect women, he wants to be of service, he wants to be loyal, and he wants to do what's right. But women condition guys to believe that what they're doing, they absolutely have to do for women, because that's their birthright. Every time he disobeys your orders, or ceases to be your servant, you can simply accuse him of disregarding that particular aspect of what it means to be a man, and he will comply. Men are expected to do everything, while women only complain. They point out men's negative sides, and tell them they need to do better, and if they end up in a divorce, he is the one who has to pay for everything, and probably pay her a salary for the rest of his living days. Does that sound fair to men? I don't blame men for going their own way. Men are protecting themselves from the drama and a loss of their resources and sense of self-esteem and integrity. The worst part is that society will continue to do this to men. It will continue to subjugate them. Going back a few years, you would come across men being in the background and basically trying to protect themselves from women and the risk of being with women and the associated consequences such as divorce, or having their life savings taken away from them, or having their children taken away from them. These are men who had gone their own way, and they were afraid to come out and declare it because they knew society would just alienate them, other men would laugh at them, and they would be in the crosshairs to be ridiculed for their self-preserving philosophy. And this is also true for the 10 or 20% of men that women usually want and go after. But things have changed over the years. Men are no longer shying away from telling the world that they've had enough, seen enough, and experienced enough to know that they just don't want to pursue women anymore. They're a whole lot better off without them. They're going their own way. They're going to live their life their own way, build their skills, pursue their long-standing habits, and live a normal life, just without being committed to women. And it's not like they hate women or anything. They just don't want to be in a relationship with women because they're just not okay with all the drama that comes after marriage, or how the system works against them if they get divorced. Women have always gone after men who had more money than they do. That's human history. Now they, being strong, independent feminists, also only want a man who has more money. Isn't there some kind of peak in their thinking? They're using the same thinking as all women before them in history. It really is only about money, so they want to have the richer guys. Which are what women always wanted. How is that feminist? It's the same old, same old. I wonder how many great guys have been discarded because the woman reached that enlightened stage where she wanted what every woman in history has wanted, and now, being near the end of their reproductive cycle, they find going it alone, not being everything. It's cracked up to be. Isn't that weird? What happens is that when these women reach the age of 40, they realize they're already past their biological clocks and will probably not be having children anymore. With this, they keep repeating the same mantra that they don't need any men in their lives. But as the years go by, they start to realize they really don't have any purpose in life. And the companies they'd been laboring away for don't really care about them because they can fire or lay off these women at any given time. The biggest example of this is the recent tech layoffs that we say in the United States, and then consequently, the rest of the world. And so, it's only then, when they know they cannot go back in time and do this over again. They realize how they'd wasted away their lives, solely concentrating on money, building wealth, investing, and chasing corporate ladders. They realize all the money they have now in their bank accounts, they don't even have anyone to spend that money on. They don't know what to do with their investment, except perhaps make more and earn more. They don't have any children to pass it on. They don't have any children to pass on their knowledge, wisdom, and all the things they learned in life. The only thing they did in their lives was live to make money. And sure, that's something they did. But then what? Thousands of other people do that as well. When those people die, they're forgotten. In a matter of days and months, they don't even have anyone to visit their graves. They're literally forgotten. Even the companies they worked for all of their lives replace them within a month or two. Sure, they might have co-workers and friends, but all of them are busy living and making memories with their partners and children. So, modern women around the world must realize that life's not just about making money, generating wealth, starting businesses, and climbing the corporate ladder. Because women have the leverage of not doing any of that and still live the best lives with their partners who are happy to be providers, and even happier when they have wives who give birth to beautiful children, and together they raise their families. There are just so many women today in American society who are so broken and twisted that they are incapable of functioning in a normal, healthy, stable relationship with a good man who loves them and treats them right. If you treat your girl right by doing things to show your appreciation for her, like making her breakfast and buying her flowers, then it is almost 100% guaranteed that she will immediately dry up like the Sahara and ghost you in no time flat. That is the sad state of affairs in America today. The whole idea of strong and independent women is based on an extreme level of feminism that promotes male oppression, and women take over control of their entire life.